We're good.
Good.
What's up, punks? Welcome to RockMental. This is your boy Chaotic, your resident metalhead and ADHD brain. We also got
Hey, I'm Mayhem. I like just about anything. Have you guys heard the new Lady Gaga? Pretty good. It's really good.
he's claiming that Lady Gaga named her album after
Oh, she
him.
did. Thank you very much, Lady Gaga. I really appreciate it. I'm honored. Bipolar, delusions of grandeur, PTSD, all sorts of stuff going on. I just like a little bit of everything.
Groompy. I get the sads. So I like emo music. I like a little bit of everything, to be honest. So yeah, but depression. And besides that, I'm just
All right.
Narcissism. Narcissism at the same time. There you go.
all right.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, and I'm Figure the producer. I've got everything they have and a little bit more. Yo, thanks, Ben's Menace. Happy Sunday.
What's up, Baines?
Yep.
Baines?
What's up in Virginia? All right.
So,
Cool. Well, quick shout out to all our subscribers, including Baines Menace over there on Twitch. If you're
Yes.
not subscribed to us on YouTube or Twitch, please do so right now. Click that button. Also, click the little bell over. I don't know where it is, but click the little bell so you're notified when we get our stuff. And if you're watching, and you like what you're hearing, drop us a comment, drop a like, share the stream with your friend, and we'll welcome them to the pit.
Yeah.
Of the pit.
Speaking of the pit, we at RockMental feel that the mosh pit's the perfect analogy for life. It is loud, it is messy, there's just a lot of things going on. People make connections, but take a step back and take a look, and people actually caring for each other, helping each other up, making sure that you're not getting hurt or in a position to get hurt. And we really feel that this is the kind of community that we built here, the mosh pit, RockMental. And to do that, we've created something a little bit corny, but hopefully a little easier to remember. We call this our mosh pit mantra. Everybody, if you don't mind putting those horns up, if you're joining us live, go and put those horns up in the chat. Repeat after me. If you hit the ground,
Hit the ground.
put your hand up.
Hand up.
If you see a hand up,
See a hand up.
put your hand out.
Put your hand out.
Ask,
Ask.
answer.
Answer.
That's how we rage to see another show.
That's how we rage to see another show.
Nobody
moshes
moshes alone. And
Thanks,
thanks, Baines, for
Ooh.
showing up for the first part of the show. You'll be able to catch us after we post this, maybe later tomorrow.
Yep. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be
On
on
YouTube.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Thank-
we're popular.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you, everybody. Groompy's got our rules over here.
All right, guys. So we're a little bit about today's show. We're obviously like how we start every show. We're gonna go through our week. Share our feelings. We always love to share our feelings. Some mental health info and resources for anyone who may need them. And well, we're gonna talk about music. Always talk about music. We did a bunch of research past week too. So we'll have a music that we want to feature to you guys. That's kind of been keeping us steady these past couple weeks. We have a new discussion that I think everyone will like, and we have a new game that I always make fool of.
Yes.
So, yeah, guys, thank you for joining us. For that fun. Figure?
yeah. So make sure to check us out at RockMental Official on everything, except for Twitter, and at rockmental.com. That's where you can find all of our music playlists, most of our posts, and if we post anything, it'll be on rockmental.com. So let's get into it, guys.
We had a busy week. Thank you all for bearing with us last week. We were a little busy. Mayhem, tell us about what happened.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of a concert last weekend.
Okay.
Went on a little road trip, which was thankfully very boring. So we got to Phoenix, and we got to see three great bands. Obviously, Deftones, my favorite band.
Ooh.
It was just an show. The Mars Volta, also
obviously
another incredible band. And Fleshwater, up and coming, just really great punk band. Though they want to remind everyone that they're from Massachusetts. So Phoenix Footprint Center last Sunday, just an incredible show. Fleshwater, honestly, you know, sometimes you show up to a show and you see like the openers, you kind of feel a little bad for them, especially if their music isn't a lot like the headliner's music.
Yeah.
But I think this nod that Deftones included on this really went a long way. And I think the crowd really, really loved it.
Yeah.
They're great. They're a really great band. And the crowd at first, a little reluctant, just like with the opener.
Yeah.
But by song 3, there was
won 'em
mosh
over?
pits,
Oh,
won them
nice.
over,
Nice.
bouncing, everything. It was incredible. They played some of their stuff from their first record. I picked up a little bit of a
Go.
CD here. Most of the music they played was from that record, but they had a new song that I'm still trying to track down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it really great. So in case you haven't heard of them, they're kind of a sludgy punk kind of band. They have both male and female lead singers, and just really great. It's a really great band. I really enjoyed them. The Mars Volta,
Obviously.
weird,
Which you love.
which is perfect for them.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously.
They didn't engage with the audience once. They literally walked on stage, started playing music, finished, and walked off stage. Didn't say a word to the audience, which was the Mars Volta. But at first I was under the impression that they were just gonna do kind of like what the Deftones do and play some of the greatest hits, play some Francis Nude and
Yes.
some of the Comatorium and
Yeah.
all that, the good stuff. But no, this is apparently music from their yet to be released record, which
Oh.
I remember correctly comes out April 11th.
Interesting. We got a sneak peek.
So we got a sneak peek. Really, really weird, but really, really good. And we saw kind of
Got my attention.
What's that?
You got my attention.
Oh yeah. Guys. The psychedelic had some elements of psychedelia. A lot with like the lights and like the kind of not pyrotechnics, but how they have like the the lights that kind of go everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of just like really heavy music at times with the guitars. Omar just shredding it. I mean,
Yeah.
the dude just killed it, and you got Cedric up front just singing all over the place. But
Yeah.
they brought in a lot of kind of some of the people that they used to collaborate with. Former members of like those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Some really, really cool stuff. And I have to say, it was probably the best I've heard the Mars Volta in quite a while.
Oh, really?
A lot better than their reunion album a couple years ago. This has just all that bombastic sound to it. A lot of like the distortion, the interplay between Cedric and Omar, the singing guitar kind of thing. It was really good. I'm really looking forward to this new record.
You kind of had me hoping that when you said bring up 4 members, I thought you were going to talk about like
Mr. Ward.
Mr. Ward and
Mr. Ward
Mr.
or
Hajar and Mr. Eno's like
Yeah.
hoping for like some sort of. It's been like 20 years we've been hoping for at the drive-in.
At the drive-in. Let's say Cedric about my age. All that jumping. It's probably probably needs to get into a little more shape, or better shape, if you will.
Probably.
To get back to
Get back to at the
not
drive-in.
driving
Yeah.
the driving mood.
Oh,
Back to
man.
the at the drive-in mode. But honestly, it just sounds like an incredible record. I, for one, I'm gonna be going up there.
Thank you, Yanka.
Oh, hey, Yanka got yeah.
Oh, we got a merch drop.
Merch.
Yeah, merch
It
drop.
is merch drop. It's a band called Sincere Engineer out of Chicago. They said they like my shirt in the comments.
That's right.
For anyone.
Yep.
But yeah, check them out. I featured them before, but a nice little band from Chicago.
There you go.
Yeah, really like it. So yeah, again, I think their new album comes out. I wish I could pronounce it off the top of my head. I can't. I think it comes out April 11th. I might be a few days off on that one. But Deftones, greatest hits tour. My God, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think. Obviously, I am a Deftones stan. I love Deftones, but live, there's just nothing like it.
Mhm.
They start off with some of their good stuff, from Around the Fur, got
Oh yeah.
Drive, Far Away, and My Own Summer.
Of course.
Got some
Big Blind
stuff.
Drive. Yeah.
Yeah. But they pick songs from every album that just great. Digital Bath, they played Fetisseria.
Love Digital-
They picked you seen The Butcher, Rocket's
Yes.
Gate.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my god, how long did they play?
It was a solid 2 hours, I want to say.
Beautiful.
Dang.
It was
That's
it was awesome. But the thing that really I got a little teary eyed, they played Hole in the Earth for the first time in like
Oh.
6 years.
It's a
And for
good
those
song.
of you who don't know, this song really just means a lot to me. Myself and Chino having gone through the same kind of stuff around the same time. I
Yeah.
saw this video, or I saw this song when they were playing live on some late night TV show.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, this doesn't sound like Deftones, really. But when he got into the song, I started saying, like, man, this
Yeah.
really touched me in a way, because it was like, this guy understands what I'm going through. But then
Yeah.
to hear the song live, the song that means so much to me, was just,
Oh man.
whew, I got a little tear. I'm not gonna lie. But they also played Bored. Is
Oh, I
the
love Bored.
first song that I heard from Deftones. I was in high school. Some kid was like, "Hey, you need to check this out," with his portable CD player. I don't know if you guys remember those. And putting on, and
Yep.
my God, live, that
Came
song
full circle for you.
it came full circle. And I think the most awesome thing about this concert was it was packed,
Yeah.
and there were people my age jamming,
Watchin.
moshing.
Yes.
And then there was kids. This young lady standing next to me couldn't have been older than early 20s, singing very well, mind you, every single song.
That's awesome.
And then I have my kids to my right
Yep.
doing the same. Mini Mayhem raging. He was trying to mosh me, man. The kid, he's kind of strong, but all in all, just a great concert. Deftones, I mean, just true professionals. I don't think you can get much better as far as live music goes with
Yeah.
Deftones live. Mars Volta, ooh, it's gonna be a record, guys. It's gonna be weird.
Excited now.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm very excited. And Fleshwater, I honestly see this as just a validation from just icons,
Yeah.
Deftones and the Mars Volta touring with this band.
Yeah.
They're special. I really do feel like they're special.
That's awesome. If you want to dive deeper, Mayhem actually put out a blog, full recap of the
Yeah.
concert on rockmental.com. You can check that out. Log in, and he'll give you a little synopsis of the what happened.
Yeah.
We're also working on some videos, so some video captures throughout the concert, so we'll get
Mhm.
that up and running as well. And yeah, so thanks for the Mayhem family for representing RockMental.
Yeah, and we are more than happy to go to any concert you guys
Please.
feel was worthwhile.
I'm just saying, if Metallica,
that's it,
Disturbed,
Metallica, 9 Inch Nails,
you
on
know,
tour.
Nice Ned, if you guys are listening, just
As-
want to give some free tickets
Yeah,
away, just
maybe.
saying, you
Weezer's
know.
on, gonna
Weezer,
be out
yeah,
and about.
Groupie's more than happy
Well,
to go to a Weezer,
Weezer
concert.
Deftones is still Deftones announced
Deftones-
another leg.
Another
Yes,
leg
that's very true.
with Idols.
Yeah.
Mini Mayhem's
Ooh.
favorite band, Idols.
Ooh.
We actually got to see them at Dia de los Deftones. Oh my God. if you haven't been to an Idols concert, what the hell are you doing? It is such a great experience. Figured over here can attest to that. It's just they're just a special band. 9 Inch Nails, Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park's still on tour.
Linkin Park's still on tour. Wu-Tang
Mhm.
actually is on their final tour.
Oh, that's right.
Again, Wu-Tang
With-
forever.
with Run the Jewels.
Interesting.
Probably one of the most perfect rap duos
Oh,
to ever
yes.
exist. I I'm really, really wanting to go on that. But there's just so much good music coming.
Well,
So many great tours.
and there's like so many festivals. I don't know if you guys seen the lineup
Mhm.
for all the festivals coming up.
Oh,
So Deftones is playing like every festival.
On all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Deftones is just going.
Yes.
It's called the Deftones Festival Tour.
exactly. At that point, do you really need to be invited, or you're just like, we're gonna be there anyway? Just
They're just
Give
gonna
us-
show up.
Just
give
put
us
them on the
an
bill.
hour.
Put it on the bill.
It's more like, oh, Deftones gonna be here. But let's just do a whole 4-day festival
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah.
But with so many bands with so much music coming out, Ginger, Spirit Box,
Oh, yeah.
Gojira, even bands like Falling in Reverse, like with newer music out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much this year that's it's gonna be great.
I will admit, and I'm not guilty for it. I don't feel ashamed at all. I was jamming the new Spirit Box the other day
Oh.
while working on the lawn. You know, as
Mhm.
one does,
Mhm.
listening to hard music. If you,
Yes.
so,
Killing
yeah,
some grass.
Oh, yeah.
grass. That's
Killing
right.
some
I was-
grass,
I was, I was using the aggression to take out some weeds and try to put some
Yeah.
plant seed in. You know, but yeah, great music coming out.
Oh,
Awesome
yeah.
stuff. I mean, Mars Volta is going to be awesome from what it sounds like.
My gosh. I'm
Yeah.
actually excited for that.
I'm very excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But just a lot of names coming out with great stuff. I saw a video of Spirit Box doing, I believe, Soft Spine, one of the new
Yep.
singles.
Yep, that's a good one.
And Poppy comes out and starts singing. The girl's got some lungs, man. That girl can
Yeah.
scream. I honestly kind of stopped paying attention a couple years ago with some of just the weird
Yeah.
Poppy stuff, but holy shit, guys. I was
She's
actually
doing
impressed.
well.
I'm going to check out some of Poppy's
Yeah.
new stuff.
Well, and the new Ginger, man,
Oh, dude.
dang, that stuff rocks, man.
Whew.
Jeez, yeah, there's some awesome music coming out. We're gonna try to keep tabs with all of it. We're gonna try to go to some concerts, some smaller bands. If you got a band you want us to check out, let us know, and we'll go there.
We'll check it out.
Well, and you know what, guys? As we're growing our audience and as we're, getting more subscribers coming in, we've hit 2.2. We're going to try to get that higher.
Mhm.
Also, make sure you subscribe on Spotify and you can follow us there.
Mhm.
But as we're doing this, we got to do something else. I got our live stream. We got our podcasts, right?
Yes.
So just to let you all know, during this, it wasn't even a week off. It was just more of a planning stage. We got some things planned up. We got some things planned up, and I think you're all gonna like it.
Scenes, yeah.
We've been working behind the scenes. I know we teased this on YouTube, but there's some new things coming up, and we're gonna kind of expand from our live stream sort of format and start bringing you some more content. One of those is going to be led by Mayhem. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I think we're calling it Music Theory with Mayhem.
Yep.
I don't know if you've noticed from watching the show, I've got some kind of weird ideas and
Mhm.
opinions. And I guess the idea was to put some of those down into like in a video essay format and just to talk about music through a different kind of lens, like through a more societal kind of perspective. So my my first video for this series is the
Thank you.
thank you Marlo. Yeah,
Marlo,
2K
yes.
subs.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. So we're hoping to get some more traction with some of these new videos. So like I said, my video essay, Music Theory with Mayhem, my first one is going to be about the actual origins of grunge music.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Actual.
In the
it's
90s. No, in the 80s.
in the 80s,
80s,
actually.
80s.
So to give you all
Way
an
before
idea.
my time.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Marlo is who we're featuring this week.
Yes.
Ooh,
That's
yes.
right.
I'll bring it up a little later.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Welcome, Marlo.
Welcome. So anyways, we're hoping to put out a new video essay every couple weeks. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Hopefully it's
Mm-hmm.
a little controversial, but not so much that you hate me. But it just takes a different look
We're
at
viewers.
yes,
We love hot takes.
yes.
Well, we like providing our unique perspective
That's
on
true.
things.
That's true.
That is.
That's a
true.
better way to put it.
Yes.
Don't hate us.
Don't hate it, but
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little hate is good.
at the very least, tune in, listen, tell us what you think, and maybe even suggest what are some other weird hot takes or things that have gone in music past and rock past, and we'll talk about it. I got a few ideas for that.
You got a few ideas?
I got a few ideas.
Me too.
I'm just gonna say, Saint Anger.
Ooh.
We need to talk about it, but not in the way you think.
Oh. So we're gonna go over some like critically panned.
I think so. I think there's some albums out there that may not have done well, or just the critics got in and had their say, and I think it was unjustified. We have to think of the full picture of things.
Okay.
So we're working on that.
Yeah.
We're also working on some really cool things behind the scenes on some other videos that we're might bring to you. We're working on it. We've been reaching out. Hopefully we'll get something to you all soon. So stay tuned to our YouTube and Twitch channels, Instagram, all the ones that figured say, except Twitter. And we'll put that out there. So fun things, exciting things. It's keeping us busy.
Yep.
And watch out for the Music Theory with Mayhem coming out soon.
All right. So how about let's talk about our weeks for a little bit.
So yeah, it's not gonna lie, these past few weeks have been rough. Every once in a while, of course, those of you who have experienced loss and grief, anniversaries come around and they get you.
It's in waves too.
It does hit in waves. So for those of you who don't understand the dynamic, just to let you all know, Mayhem is my brother. Figured madmen out there are my nephews, and Groompy here is my brother-in-law. Just so you understand that family dynamics, not only are we united here on the show, but we're literally family. And with that, we experience things just as a family does.
Yes.
That includes loss. So this past week was rough. It started creeping up. We had a family member who passed away last year, and the first year.
It's the first year anniversary.
It's rough, and
it's rough.
It goes by quickly, but a lot of the where were we last year started coming up, right?
Yeah. It's,
right.
It's it was like I said, it came in waves. First, very reflective.
Yep.
Of my relationship.
That's right.
With this person. Kind of we had our good times and our bad times, so
yeah.
It came as a wave of that. Then it came as a wave of I've had a lot of change this past year.
Yeah, that's right.
I've had a lot of change this past year. So going through that, going through my journey, which kind of like the music I picked today is gonna go through that a little bit.
Okay.
And lastly, love my family.
Yeah.
I love my extended family. I'm glad to see them when I get to see them.
That's right.
At the same time, when everyone gathers, as much as I love them, sometimes sometimes it gets
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It gets a lot. It gets a lot playing host for a lot of extended family, and a lot of bright attitudes, bright characters. I'm glad I got to see them. Love. I feel their love through and through, but need to decompress now. Need my my alone time.
Yeah.
I'm quite honest. Right after this ends, I'm gonna go on probably hour-long run.
Yeah.
Just to
get
everything out. Yeah, process everything.
yeah, for sure. And I think that you brought up something important. Like, when people pass away, and especially close family members, maybe not so close family members, whatever, what have you. Yeah, it is a time for family. It's a time to grieve together and to, share memories and to go through it. But you also need time for yourself.
Yes.
To grieve to yourself, to allow you to feel the different things. And so definitely experience that with you as well. One of my childhood friends actually passed away, and last week, not the week last week, but the week before would have been his 40th birthday,
Mhm.
and so that unexpectedly creeped up on me as well, and then adding last week to the fold. So just been thinking about grief a lot, and I mean, there's millions of songs about grief.
Yeah.
Millions of songs. I mean, Pantera, Cemetery Gates
Yeah.
is like my go-to. Like it lets me be angry at it. Not that anger is like a necessarily a healthy way to deal with it, but it's one of the phases, right?
Yeah.
Right. One of the phases of grief. You're angry about the situation. You're angry. You can do more. All that stuff. And so like, yeah, there's a lot of emotions that come with it, not just one. And I think what a lot of people talk about is like, you got to go through the 12 stages of grief or whatever. But what they don't tell you is that when you reach that last stage and you've accepted and you finally like quote unquote move on, no one really talks about like what's next. What's that next step? Yeah. What's that next like? Okay, I'm okay with it, but okay doesn't mean I'm good with it. And you have these anniversaries that come up. You have the song that reminds you of them. You have maybe their scent, whatever. Like there's things that always come up, and
just
so
the feelings sometimes.
Yeah, just the feelings, and that's where these emotions come up, and it's hard. And working with my therapist, it's been helpful to talk about it, obviously, but then it's still there.
It is.
So yeah, no, I mean, went through it, and for those of you out there dealing with grief, whether it's somebody who recently passed away or someone like my friend who passed away 20 years ago, it's the cliche thing would say it will get better, and it does get better, but there's going to be times where you're going to think about them, and that's okay, and that's fine.
It is.
I actually had a friend reach out to me, old friend, reach out to me, and she's dealing with grief she lost her spouse as well. And so, shout out to her if she's listening, but if it became a theme this week.
Yeah.
And so through music, through family, through being together, or you're the people who you choose to call family would be really good friends, your community, your pit, your crew, right? It's good to just hang out and be, and let yourself feel those feelings, and wake up to see another day.
Yeah. I just, even to your point, like for me, this whole being in therapy journey really started exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
After experiencing this death, and experiencing heartbreak too. It just feeling a little bit lost there at the end of it, feeling kind of not knowing where life went.
Yep.
I'm happy a year later now saying, I was able to find myself.
Yep.
At least something came out of it.
Yeah.
But trying to stay positive, especially after the fact, after the death, after moving on from something, saying time will fix everything. Yeah, time subsides the pain, but look, kind of look inside yourself, trying to see, while it will help the pain lessen over time, you got to find it within yourself to heal from the pain.
Yeah.
But I won't go too much. I won't get too much in my feels. I'll let the music talk to it about itself.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think one universal thing about grief is that nobody grieves the same way.
Exactly. 100%.
And I think one thing that I've learned is that really there's only two ways to grieve. One is the healthy way, and the other's the not so healthy way. And that looks different for some people. For people who, like me, had issues with substance abuse, alcohol, and drugs are an easy way to cope.
Yeah.
But they're usually pretty damaging.
Yeah.
So, finding some help, whether it be amongst people who are experiencing the same thing at the same time, or finding people who are grieving in their own way or just finding help with a mental health professional is probably one of the best ways. I've lost a lot of friends through suicide, and what I can say is it's not the same for everybody.
It's
and
not.
grieving for everybody looks different, but at the end of the day, how are you going to grieve in a constructive way?
Exactly.
In a way that doesn't take away from your own mental health. And
Yeah.
that's been a challenge for me. And like, you had a friend that
Yeah.
that passed a while ago. I remember this guy.
Oh, great guy.
He was just a great person, but it still hurts 20 years later.
Yeah.
But looking back at it now in context, just having that time with this special person
Yeah.
is one way. Looking back on those times is one way to grieve, and obviously missing this person.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also people who were both great and not great at the same time, and
Yeah.
picking what you get to remember this person by.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of those guys that I lost, just not great, honestly. Friends, yes, but I have to choose how I remember them. And I think that was one thing that I learned in therapy is you've still experienced loss.
Yeah.
It's just different because you have a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm saying all this to say there's not a wrong way to grieve, but there are healthy ways and not healthy ways.
Yes.
And getting through therapy is probably the best way to get through that.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you going through a hard time or, looking to need help dealing with not just grief, but any other mental health issues, us 3, 4, 5 are not mental health professionals. I don't know if you can tell by looking at us, but, we're just speaking from our experiences. And so if you are in need of help and you don't know where to start, call 988. It's a great place to start. Whether you're in crisis or you just don't know, how to take that first step, you will be connected with a mental health professional who will give you the information that you'll need. It also goes if you know someone, if you see someone struggling, and it could be with depression, it could be with addiction, it could be whatever, and you don't know where to start. 988 can also give you those resources that you need and can really guide you through the whole process. We also have some materials on our website, rockmental.com/help. And really, we're just here for you all. We're just here as a community, as a rock, as one united mosh pit, getting through life. We're doing it together. So, us here, we shared our experience. We're here. All 4 of us are in therapy. And guess what? It works.
It works, yeah. And we have people like 50 Sharp Blades, lost somebody also.
Yeah.
Grief is universal. I think all of us experience that as well, going through some hard times. 50 Sharp Blades, I think.
Yeah.
Really this is kind of the mosh pit that we want to create.
Exactly.
Just being able to talk about real stuff and hold each other up and just say, you know what? We're going to mosh again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it. And at the very least, just commit yourself. Hey, I'm going to show up again tomorrow. And, it may not be better, it may not be worse, but guess what? Just choosing to show up is that much of a difference. So,
Yes.
and we want to see you. So keep on coming. We're here for you. We're all going to unite and keep it going.
All right.
So you guys want to get into some music?
Yes, please.
All right, thanks.
Enough about our field.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna use the music to
There you go.
to get through our feelings. There we go.
All right. So a little bit about the music. We try to do a lot of extensive research throughout the week. Listen to new bands, listen to up and coming artists, and try to connect with them. That's the best way we can promote someone. Try to connect with this music.
Yep.
So through our extensive research every week, we'll come up with someone. Usually we want someone with 50K or listeners or less a month on Spotify. We'll choose someone. We'll play 2 songs from this band or this artist and talk about these tracks, why we chose them, what they made us feel, why we connected with it.
Mm-hmm.
you know, we want to present them to you guys, our listeners, and that way you guys get to experience these people as well, these artists as well. Let us know, you know, who you connected with, who has the better taste.
This guy right here. Boom.
It's usually me. Come on, guys. You know, we'll have those Spotify barcodes on screen when we play this music for you guys. So go check them out. Easy to find. And please always support these artists. We do here.
That's right.
As we go by, you'll see more merch of these artists that we that we present for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That being said, who's going first this week?
Why don't you go ahead and take
You go ahead. I think you're ready.
Yeah.
You look ready to go.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've actually heard this artist a couple of times. You know, I would say friend of a friend of a family. You heard the music, you know, very good music. But lately I've been hearing, it was one song that just, especially with this tough week, oh man, it just, it hit deep.
Yeah.
It hit deep, and I've feel like I featured other artists for less, where this song just hit deep, man.
Yeah.
Her name is Marlo.
Okay.
Which I believe she just goes by Marlo. Marlo, I would say, I think I can say your last name, but I don't want to butcher it.
Marlo's joining us on the chat, by the way.
Yes, I think
Hello, Marlo.
I think I saw Marlo in the chat.
Marlo. Okay.
Yes. But 448 listeners on Spotify.
Okay.
From Chicago. I believe recently she had a show recently, went really well. Please let us know. Put it on your socials if you're gonna be doing more shows, any more music. You know, we love to come back to the artists we featured before and try to give our listeners heads up of any new music or
That's right.
you guys are taking out, or any new shows that you'll be playing. So this first song is called Cities.
Okay.
Cities.
So
Cool.
yes, you know, the song really talks about being in a city that everyone loves, that is this great city, Ozarzac. Okay.
Ozarzac.
Marlo, I think I had it. I just didn't want to make a fool out of myself. But Marlo Ozarzac.
All right.
Yeah, it talks about being in this beautiful grand city that everyone loves, that, you know, what is there to hate, and not being happy there.
Okay.
Not-
I definitely can relate to that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while, you know, that's what the song talks about, I had it on repeat these past few weeks because, you know, it really hit me on a different level where, you know, I was somewhere in life where everyone would say, you should be happy.
Oh, yeah.
What is there to be unhappy about?
Yep.
You know, I've had all these goals growing up set for myself, go to college, graduate, do this, do that. And I've hit a lot of these goals. I am proud of myself. And I'm not saying I'm unhappy with everything. It's just not finding the, you know, still feeling a little bit empty, still feeling like, you know, why am I not where I want to be internally?
Yeah.
It's doing that soul searching that maybe I needed to do.
Yeah.
That really was needed come all these years coming. So really that's, you know, that's what this song really brought out on me. That feeling of, you know, this whole past year of the soul searching that I've been doing, and really understanding, you know, what was it that, why was I not happy? What was it that in the retrospect everyone saw, you know, you should have this beautiful happy life, but really it wasn't. Figured, can we play Cities?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Definitely different
Oh, yes.
than we've gone through.
Say I'm a romantic,
Oh.
Let it consume. No, it's unclear.
I love the strings, man.
Why
Yeah.
I'm unhappy here. 'Cause these are the cities they write songs about. Postcards and poetry too. I thought if I moved to this city, all of my dreams would come true.
Dang. Yeah.
I thought all of my dreams would come true.
Sounds a lot like AJR.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Really good.
Wow.
Really good, Marlo.
Aw.
Aw, thanks,
So Marlo said, "Thank you for relating. You know
Yeah.
that my perspective, my feelings made her tear up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Marlo, you made me tear up with your music. So
Yeah.
really, it's a lot of love. It's a lot of love. It's something beautiful you created.
Oh yeah.
I love the strings. I wouldn't know what to classify you. I just I'd say it's a I don't know, sad. Not sad, but the song was produced in Chicago with all local Chicago session musicians.
Oh, nice. There you
okay.
go.
Very nice.
Yeah.
One local.
I love that. It's just so honest. Like
It is
the music
yes.
and the tone of her voice just so honest. And I love music that's just kind of really stripped down. It's just you and the artist with a little bit of accompaniment in the back.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
So we lived out of the city for about 10 years
Yeah.
and it never felt like home.
Mm.
Yes.
And coming back, it just, yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Like it isn't exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And for me, like just listening right now, like it obviously there's a lot of that themes of moving to a big city and everything like that, but it doesn't have to necessarily even be like physically moving to a new town. It could be choosing a particular career or choosing a particular way of life, thinking like, oh, this is going to be better.
This is yes.
Oh,
I mean, that was my 15-year professional journey and basically just led me to mask myself because I thought I had to go this way to like the song said, to make my dreams come true. And it didn't necessarily happen. And
Yes.
True.
so I definitely get that. Really honest, like a lot of times, especially when there's strings in a song, sometimes it sounds very produced. Like you can tell, like, well, okay, those strings were probably added afterwards. But this song, I mean, like you said, stripped down. Marlo, you did a great job. And the production's awesome because it sounds so cohesive and so awesome. So congrats on that. Really.
Yes. For me, it was more like, especially when it's stripped down, especially when you just hear the artist, it's just, you gotta, there's a lot of music out there like that, but what makes it or kills it is, can you feel it from the artist? Can you really?
Oh yeah.
Like, are they driving the point home? And Marlo, you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really great.
Yeah. Point driven home. man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Had it on repeat. Point driven, farly and far home.
Yep.
Yep, for sure.
The second song featuring from her is called "I'm Lost,"
Okay.
and while it might go down the same theme, again, retrospect, this whole past year that I've had, yes, things might have not gone how I thought it had gone, and finding myself kind of in a place where I feel like I'm starting over again. You feel a little bit lost. You feel a little bit, what's of life now.
Yeah.
But this song really kind of, it really kind of brought me a little bit up. Not only is it okay to feel that way, I just enjoy
Yeah.
the journey while you're here. This is kind of like a big part of my life. Like, don't take it as a negative. I kind of, you might be feeling this way. There might be a lot of button unknowns, but yeah, go ahead and enjoy it. Go ahead and be present still while you're there. So Feared, can we play I'm Lost?
Yes.
Lost, don't know where I'm going, but I'm counting the street lights. night's on the way. Just 6 more hours. Sun breaks to morning. But my whole life just feels so dark and gray. Whisper words until it hits. Lyrics to a song better than this. Oh, I'm gone, falling into the blur. Reflection of a girl, I don't know her.
Bang.
I heard she's kind. I wish she'd stay because I feel so insane today.
Oh. Dang.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. Wow.
Oh,
That is a lot of layers to that. There's a lot happening there. Wow.
there's no substitution for just a well-written song. Like
Yeah.
that is just very well written. And wow.
You know, we didn't even hit my favorite part. She says, "I'm lost again." I believe she says, you know, but I'm skipping. Stop to skip rocks while you're at it. You know, it just.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. It really, you know, I don't know if that was your intention, Marlo, but it really kind of put into perspective, you know, going, not just me, anyone going through a tough time,
Mhm.
kind of figuring out their next moves. Hey, you know, don't have some perspective,
Yeah.
look at yourself, and then be okay.
Yeah.
Be okay with where you're at. Be present. There's still a lot to
Yeah.
enjoy.
And it's okay to be lost sometimes.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's like it reminds me of like that Ferris Bueller line, you know, like life moves at you fast. If you don't stop around and take a look at it, you can miss it. Another Chicago reference.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
we go.
But yeah, like it is hard because especially like society, it just there's so many expectations of you have to go, you have to earn, you have to go to work, you have to do this, you have to do that, and so it is easy to just, you know, not just get lost in that, but lose yourself as well. Like in the lyrics, like looking at
Yes.
someone in the mirror, you don't know, recognize them. I mean, that hit me because that's how I felt for a long
Oh, yeah.
time.
Yes.
Like I know who I'm supposed to be, but like that's not me, you know? Like that's not who I want to be. So like what now? So I definitely feel you. And yeah, like not all who people are wonder are lost. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is very true.
Am I right?
Yes.
Did I just quote Lord of the Rings?
You just quoted my arm.
Oh, there you go. Bam. Which is Lord of the Rings.
The
It's
Lord of the Rings.
it is Lord of the Rings. It is.
But
Bilbo
wow.
Baggins wrote that.
Oh.
Well, I mean Tolkien.
I
but
just,
Bilbo
I just,
Baggins.
I just watched the movie. I don't know.
But yeah,
Good.
just wow. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
be doing some listening.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good stuff. Marlo.
Marlo Ozarzak.
Was
I think I got it that time.
There you go.
Please listen to her.
Yeah.
Great music, well written music,
Mhm.
and you just feel it.
Oh yeah.
You just feel the emotions. You just feel where she's coming from. So
Oh, yeah.
please check her out. If she comes out with any new music, if you have any of the shows, stay a friend of the show. We'll let everyone know. Everyone that we know at least.
That's right. That's right. Cool. Can I go next?
Yes. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I took kind of the same approach, but not really. So like we said, there was a lot going on these past 2 weeks, and on top of, you know, the family things and on top of all the other stuff, there's a lot going on in the world right now.
Mhm.
Like there's just a lot, and some of it's cool, some of it's not so cool. And so there's just a lot going on in my head, right? And you know, when you get to that place, it's like what do I do? What do I like? How do I deal with it? So I dealt with it like any normal sane person would do, and listen to some hardcore punk.
All right.
All right.
A
So
little bit of a departure for you.
a
Yes,
little
it
bit.
is.
I you know, I still have my thrashy stuff. Don't worry, but I was just on the old Spotify machine and just found like, okay, what's some crazy, angry, aggressive music that I can find?
Okay.
Cool. Oh, Marlo said something.
She said, "Thank you for your reactions. Thank you for featuring me. Can't wait to tell everyone about the podcast.
Oh, thank you, Marlo. Thank
Marlo.
you.
Please do.
Thank
Please
you.
do. We would love you so much.
There you go.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, my band, they're called The Promised End. They are a 5-piece punk band out of Boston, the great
Oh.
city of Boston.
The
Boston.
sprawling
Did they play at the
metropolis.
Pop?
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so these guys, I mean, if you know about the 80s and 90s Boston punk scene, right? You got
Mhm.
Dropkick Murphys, you got
Oh,
SSD, you
Yeah.
got these iconic, they call it DIY, like these underground punk bands
Mhm.
that, just kind of gigged on their own, did their own stuff, produced, the whole bootleg movement, right?
Mhm.
These guys sound just like that. They're
Alright.
loud, they're aggressive, they're there to knock your, whatever off and have no apologies doing it.
Right.
And they only have 1.4K followers
Ooh,
on
alright.
on that. So I picked all their songs are just awesome. Classic punk. They're like less than 3 minutes long, but they just from start to
Just
end,
a true hardcore punk.
hardcore punk band. So this first song is called Everything Is War, and this reminds me of just like how the world just got so contentious.
Mhm.
Like just how everything is an argument. Everything is just, this or that, good or bad. And, we get lose sight of that. And I mean, here they take it a little bit politically, but I
Mhm.
think it just reminds you remind yourself, like, not everything's a war. Not
Yeah.
everything's a competition. So everything is war. Let's start from the beginning. Mr. Figured, Everything is War by The Promised End. I love that hi-hat.
Yeah, the hi-hat in the back. Oh man, I love it. Oh, a little System of the Down in
Yeah,
there too.
Yep.
Put some surge in him.
All right, Black
I
Flag.
hear Black Flag, Dropkick Murphy. I hear it like at the drive-in.
Oh yeah,
Right when that guitar kicked in, I hear it.
yeah, like the post-hardcore guitar.
Yeah.
yeah. Dare I say some Rise Against maybe?
Perhaps. Yeah.
Hey.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, this song came up on my feed. Everything is War. And it was just like, yeah, right. Like, why is everything a competition? Why is everything so like heated nowadays? Right? Like, not just in politics, but just in everything.
In general.
In
man.
general, like and I think we do this to ourselves.
Yep.
Like I don't know how many YouTube videos are out there. Like, which album is best, this one or this one, and we arbitrarily turn things into a competition.
Yep.
And to me, it's sad because like we shouldn't be stuck in who's better than who, what's better than that. This is
Mhm.
good, that one's bad, and we lose sight of the fact that, like, at least for me, my perspective, the world's not so black and white,
No.
Mm-mm.
and it shouldn't be. We need to get comfortable again to live in the gray,
Yep.
and accept things for what they are, not what like they're better than this or like they're comparing, like just enjoying it, and especially like this fast-paced move society that we're living in. It's hard to do that, but yeah. So I just got those sort of themes. I heard at the drive-in. I heard like you said, like Rise Against and Black Flag. Like it was just made me angry, but like
Yeah.
at the same time it bring out like this catharsis. Like
Mhm.
It's a good word.
like
Yeah.
wow, a lot happened in that. Like what was that 2 minutes and 55 seconds long, something like
Yeah.
that. Figured.
Yeah.
A lot happened and it was really cool. I just really awesome guys. To me it just reminds me, like, challenge the status quo. Like, don't accept your fate because somebody told you, oh, people with ADHD or this and that. Nah, screw that. People don't know everything about you, so
Mhm.
challenge it. Take control of that narrative, and just don't accept those sort of things. I know one of our first episodes we talked about, like, a lot of times when people talk about mental disorders,
Mhm.
they like to make these generalizations. Oh, ADHD people are easily distracted. Like, no, that's not all that it's about, you
Yeah.
know? So that's why we're here. at
While
Rock
I'm
Mental.
doing this.
I mean, that's why we're here. We're here talking about openly talking about our
Mhm.
mental illnesses and disorders and challenges openly, not because, well, I mean, we can call it a little narcissist, but I mean, because we want people to know like what it actually feels like. And so that's kind of what I got from, I mean, this classic hardcore punk sound. They call themselves melodic hardcore, which fits.
I get it. Yeah.
Which fits.
Okay.
Which fits. Cool. That's my next song. It's called Worth.
Okay.
This one's really cool. This talks a lot about like not letting people tell you how much you're worth. Like you said that yourself. You know what I mean? So let's start in about 36 seconds in. They have a really cool intro, but I want to get into some of the lyrics. So just to figure, this is Worth by The Promised End.
Yeah.
That first part really reminded me more of a Pennywise.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Rise Against kind of anthem.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Just, oh man. Just driving it kicks your ass, you know, like, oh, it felt so good to listen to this. Like, finally, it's something that's matching the craziness.
Yeah.
Stories they fed us were nothing but lies.
Yep.
Oh, I love that line. But like, I really like just the messaging behind it, because like a lot of these things that they're repeating, don't even try. How many times have we heard that?
Yeah.
You know, growing up or like just being in systems that you just rub against, or trying to work with people that are used to doing something a certain way that just doesn't work with you. Like, how many times have we been told that? Don't even try. Like, what are you even doing? And what I like is that they incorporate into the lyrics to basically like challenge that,
Yep.
right? And it just the whole thing, the whole album. Actually, they came out with a full length LP last year as a debut LP. It's called For the Buried and the Broken. I can't even read my own handwriting. They came out last year. Really good. They've gotten some really good reviews and some really good reaction to it. I think they just finished a tour in Europe,
Okay.
which
Oh.
of all places are, you know, doing really well. They actually released a new single called A Long Shadow. It's a lot, very much a protest tune,
Okay.
but it rocks. It's really good. And you know, they like to talk about the real shit in the music, you know, not just they call themselves politically involved, but not all their songs are about, you know,
Yeah,
politics or
politics.
what's going on. I mean, what punk band doesn't talk about politics? You know what I mean? You know,
It's part of the genre.
it's part of the job. It's what
Yeah.
you sign up for. But they talk a lot about, you know, addiction. They talk about, you know, dealing and seeing people struggling with hard times. And so like to me it's a awesome, as unorthodox as it seems to think of a hardcore punk band talking about mental health. They're really good. I really encourage you guys, send them a follow. They're really cool. The Promised End, they will kick your ass and you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Alright,
God,
check it out.
two great artists, man.
Let's
I'm gonna have to follow that up.
do it. Let's see what you
Shall
got.
we?
What do you have?
What do you got?
So I had a little bit of a weird week, you guys. So just like you moved aside from stuff that you usually listen to,
Uh-huh.
I did the same. So
Oh, really?
yeah. So I was in a little bit of a mood this week. Took spring break off, decided, you know,
Okay.
let's let the day job kind of
Let's
do
reset.
its thing on
Yeah.
this reset. I was still kind of really energetic and a good mood from the concert, and I started to listen to some bands, but there was one band that just really stood out. And you guys know I love me a good horror punk, like the Misfits, or like
Yeah.
horror metal, like Rob Zombie, even like the electronic stuff like She Wants Revenge.
Okay, yeah.
Even
yeah.
the horrorcore stuff of late, like Skinned. She's
This is
weird, but really good.
This is going into a very interesting territory.
This is going into very interesting. For those of you who don't know, not much of a thrash metal kind of guy, but
You went thrash this week?
I went thrash.
Oh.
Not only did I go thrash, I went horror thrash.
Is that a new subgenre?
That is kind of a new subgenre with this Kamikaze Zombie. This band,
Kamikaze Zombie.
yes, they're originally from Birmingham, Alabama, moved to Louisiana, to New Orleans,
Okay.
and they kicked my ass quite a bit.
I like it.
So, Mr. Engineer, if you don't mind, this is The Bastard Son of 100 Maniacs.
That's just an awesome song title.
That it is.
All right, you guys might want to hold on to something.
Yes, please hold on.
Holy crap. Slayer? Dang.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
This is that Pantera.
Cannibal Corpse?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing I love is this guy's growl is so clear, almost like corpse grinding. Like you can understand what
Yeah.
he's growling about. Just first thing that stood out to me.
He sounds mad.
Yes.
Doesn't sound happy at least.
Holy crap.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. So the thing I love is like it's just horror themed and like not really talking about mental health in a way that we usually talk about, but just like these images of stuff that happened to me, you know, having a PTSD episode or like having trouble sleeping with like these nightmares and stuff. It just kind of reminds me of like this music that I love it. I love it because it's just cool. It's really cool singing about stuff that you would see like on a horror movie.
In a horror
And
movie, yeah.
it kind of makes, I'm not gonna say makes light of it, but kind of puts in a perspective like, yeah, we're singing about stuff that's not pleasant.
Yeah.
Like, but we're gonna make it badass.
Oh yeah.
So I really this was the first song I heard from this band. I think I might have caught him on YouTube actually, and I was like, the hell did I just listen to? So I pulled them up on the old Spotify machine and I listened to this next song. I was like, maybe just a one song kind of thing. Mr. Engineer, High Hopes.
High hopes.
I hope-
Yes.
That's a very appropriate song title for a thrash metal
Yes,
band.
for a thrash metal.
For horror. That's it, yeah. Dare I say, like, very old Metallica?
Yeah. So the thrash, I'm picking up a lot of thrash, Slayer, Metallica, maybe a little
Anthrax.
Anthraxy.
Yeah.
But the voice is what really, it's just so clear, like a
That's
corpse grinder,
true.
but kind of Pantera, Cannibal Corpse kind of interplay there.
That's true.
But you even get some like punk elements like the Black Flag, you know,
Yeah.
those kind of scene. Yeah, awesome. But this is a 4-piece. They call themselves Death Thrashcore Band. Again, originally from Birmingham, now based in New Orleans. Only 445 monthly listeners.
That's it?
Jeez. Yeah.
Oh.
They are really good. I listened to pretty much the rest of their stuff.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it got good. Just a lot of energy, a lot of that kind of horror metal kind of
Yeah.
presence that I just love. So what's interesting is, you know, they got 3 studio albums. They play a lot of live shows. Their fan base they call the Crude Mutants. So I guess consider me a crude mutant.
I want to be a crude mutant.
You want to be a crude mutant? One band though that I was hoping you guys would pick up on Napalm Death.
Oh,
Yeah, and the Black Dahlia Murder.
that's true. Okay, I hear it now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Napalm Death is a little
yeah, they're
act to
hard.
follow,
Yeah. I mean, we might be seeing Napalm Death here pretty soon.
Yeah, I believe they're tour with the Melvins. One of my
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have to get out there, aren't you?
I believe we are.
We're gonna be out there.
Maybe this is me subconsciously preparing for that Napalm Death.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I hear you.
But so anyways, there's a couple shows coming up. One in Jefferson, Louisiana. The other one in Houston. Hopefully, I mean, you guys make it out this way. I
Mhm.
might be able to see you guys. But no, I really love this band. They really got me hyped for the week. It was a tough week, not doing much.
Yeah.
But these guys, honestly, I got a lot of energy from these
Very
guys.
good.
Really great.
That's
Very good.
awesome. That is really good
Yeah.
stuff. So Mayhem and I kind of switched places here.
Yeah,
no
He's
kidding.
used to more of the hardcore stuff. I'm used to the thrash stuff. So
Yeah.
hey, it all works.
Oh yeah.
So let us know in the comments who won. It was obviously me. But I will say, Marlo, you're really awesome. Really
We
good
went
too.
through a trip today.
We did.
Thrash, punk, to
Yeah.
Marlo.
We're just gonna call her her own genre. She's Marlo.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
Marlo.
gonna say Marlo did touch me a little bit on the soft spot today. I got honestly
Yeah, that was really good.
on the squishy spot. I was like, man,
But what a sort of microcosm of like what mental health is. You have the feely soft stuff, and then you have the loud angry
Emo.
stuff, right? Like, it's not all one big thing. Like
yeah,
We
it's a
talk-
big spectrum.
it is.
It is.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, if you're just joining the stream, thank you. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. That way you can catch the full episode.
Mhm.
And thanks for watching and listening. So,
Alright.
what do
Yeah.
you guys got? Oh, 50 Sharp Blades.
They said they came out with a horror song.
A tribute to
Michael
Michael Myers.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
Good
All
one.
right.
Mayhem's interested.
I gotta say, Michael Myers is probably one of my most scariest because he doesn't say a word.
Not
No.
a single
That's just
Freddy?
creepy, man. Freddy got a little much.
Freddie can be a little.
I mean Jason, not Freddy. Freddy talked
Oh,
too much.
Jason.
Freddie talked too much.
Yeah, Jason. Anyway.
Anyway, ADHD rant.
ADHD brand. There you go. Cool. So you guys want to talk about?
So I learned of something while I was out in Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
There's a breakup, guys. I'm actually a little heartbroken
A
about
breakup.
breakup.
It's okay.
Is it involving a Netflix dating show?
No.
Oh, okay.
It involves a very, very good one of my favorites, Mastodon.
Oh, I love Mastodon.
Oh.
One Brent Hines.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Decided after 25 years
Yeah.
to
Call it quits.
kind of call it quits. And my initial reaction was, first off, why? I don't think they really explained why. I imagine there was some sort of interpersonal conflict between them.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
that's
Always.
usually how it
I mean, you
goes.
get music that aggressive. I'm sure there's gonna be some conflicts, but what happens? One, hopefully, Mr. Brent Hines lands and finds another project because I mean, he's incredible.
He's amazing.
He's
Yeah.
an amazing
Yeah.
artist. But where does Mastodon go? How do you replace a founding, not just a founding member, but such an intricate
Yeah.
voice and guitarist to that sound? I mean, how do you?
Well, it'd be like the equivalent of Metallica trying to replace like Lars Ulrich,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metallica reference number 1.
Yep. Or Deftones, trying to replace a Stephen Carpenter.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be impossible.
That would be almost impossible. But Brent Hines is just such a huge presence in that
Yeah.
band.
Well, apparently, Mastodon actually came out and said they're looking to actually bringing on a super fan. I think his name's Ben Ellis. He's a YouTuber that's
A
just
super fan?
to
A
come.
super-
Yeah, that apparently.
So
he
they're gonna
plays-
do a journey then.
more like that one. What was
Marky
it? Marky Mark. Remember the Rockstar? Was it called? What's it called?
The Rockstar, yeah.
I think it was called
Rockstar, something like
with
that.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
In that movie where like the
They
lead
replaced
singer-
the lead singer with a
With Mark-
massive fan that plays in a tribute band.
like a tribute band.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
and they brought him in, and got the full time gig. Hey, which is cool. Hey, if that's what Mastodon needs to do to keep going, then
Yeah.
more power to him.
Well, I worked with was it Journey with like that Filipino?
Yeah.
group? It worked for them.
It
Yeah,
really did.
actually,
And what's
I
his
mean-
name? Adam Lambert with Queen.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
It did kind of. I mean, it wasn't Queen, but
it was
you can't
weird.
replace
it
Freddie.
wasn't bad.
Can't
It wasn't
replace
terrible.
Freddie, but
I-
yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
We've heard worse.
Yes.
We've heard worse.
Yes.
So I wish. I mean, obviously the best to Brent Hines. I mean, I'm really looking forward to some new music coming out from him in a new project. But
Yeah,
I'm actually a little more. I'm not gonna say concerned, but I really want to see what this means for Mastodon with
yeah.
future music to see what comes of it. I mean, maybe
Interesting.
there's a creative difference somewhere. Maybe who knows? Just some
Well,
shitty interpersonal thing happened.
Yeah,
Even after 25 years, couples will break up just because
hmm
there's stuff
they
happens.
need something different.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. It's,
Well, I mean, we've seen this a lot though in rock bands, right? Like bands that for creative differences or interpersonal difference, whatever, end up leaving, right? But
Yeah.
for us fans, it creates another awesome band to enjoy, right? We're gonna call this segment "Addition by Subtraction." You see what I
you're
did there?
blending it
You-
so
you
well.
see what I
You
did
were
there?
blending
You see
it
that?
so well.
Okay.
Cool. So, because of this, we're gonna let's talk through some some times where a band breaks up, but that breakup either leads to like two awesome artists or bands that were created on it, or the side project turns out to be just as good
Yeah.
as the original
Okay.
Or better.
or better. So we talked about the Mars Volta. Let's talk about where they came from.
Oh, at the drive-in. Okay.
One of my personal favorites.
So-
At the drive-in.
I
Right?
think they're icons in post-hardcore. I
They're-
don't think you get much more post-hardcore than at the
I'm,
drive-in.
I'm pretty sure if you look up post-hardcore,
They're
music,
gonna have a picture of that
Oh,
at the
yeah.
drive-in.
at the drive-ins,
Well,
like
they-
on Wikipedia, it's them.
If they didn't invent it, obviously didn't invent it, but they perfected it to a point where you had kids wearing skinny jeans and big hair
Yeah.
Well,
For
they're
20 years.
for 20 years.
they still talk about their performance on Conan O'Brien
Oh yeah.
as like one of the craziest late night music talent performance
Yeah.
ever.
Well, that's what they were known for, just these insane performances. Even when they were
energy.
touring,
The energy,
yeah,
right?
even when they were touring here locally, like they couldn't gig places because they would just
Yeah, kicked out.
destroy shit. So like that kind of energy.
hmm
But I was watching a music video. I think it was actually the same one where you had Cedric and Omar on one side of the stage just going completely ape shit, and then you had
Throwing guitars.
throwing guitars. I think Cedric was like hanging from like the ceiling or something. But then you have Jim Ward and the other guy just singing in front of their
Jamming.
microphone
They're
and
jamming.
And Paul, they're actually like, okay, enjoy the music.
Yeah. So one of the comments was like, if you ever need to see why this band split up into two, you have
There's a division right
You
there.
could definitely see.
Was that the one where Omar just like threw his guitar like
Yeah.
20 seconds into the song?
He just threw his guitar somewhere. He ended up playing like the maracas or something like that. And then Cedric, I didn't know he could play guitar. He picked up a guitar and started going crazy. But then Jim Ward just focused on his microphone.
Get
and
away!
yeah, and then
Just tired of their shit.
he's like, I can't do this shit anymore.
Oh, and the mosh pit's going crazy too. Like,
Yeah.
people are just bumping into
Obviously,
each other, like
crowd love.
throwing
Yeah.
fists and elbows and legs.
But
Right?
those shows were insane though. But so the band breaks up for very good reasons, and you end up with Sparta and the Mars Volta.
Two of my favorite.
Yeah.
I
Two
love
very
Sparta.
good bands.
I
So
love
the
the
Mars
Mars.
Volta carried on just the insanity,
Yeah.
turned it
The
up to 11,
weirdness.
and they're like, we're gonna make just some weird stuff, you guys. But then Sparta's like, I like this post-hardcore,
Mm.
but we're gonna make it even more post-hardcore somehow. And Sparta's also a great band. I just don't think they get as much recognition because they don't have the antics
No, they don't.
that
they don't.
Cedric and Omar.
And if I gotta be honest, hot take, I listen to more Sparta than I listen to more the Mars Volta, especially during the time of where they were still coming up, like Francis and Mute was taking off.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cut My Ribbon was my anthem, like in high school. It's I know, hot take, because everyone loves the Mars Volta, and rightly so. You know, I love the Mars Volta, but
Not everybody
Sparta
likes
was just
Sparta.
Sparta was my jam.
Yeah. I think it was more of like, I love both of them. They're great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There was an element back when they broke up, like you had to pick one or the other, like they were divorcing parents or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And I went more towards the Mars Volta because it is weird. Like you have to, like Francis and Mute
Oh my god,
is weird.
Yeah.
It's very good,
awesome.
but just very weird. But then Sparta, was it Porcelain? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
Yeah.
Porcelain, also just so good.
Really good.
So we get two great bands from the breakup of just an iconic band. So we lost at the drive-in. I mean, it would be awesome if they got back together. I
Yeah.
don't know if they had the energy or
they like each other.
the insurance.
No, they played together.
They played Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
Was
they
it-
played
no,
together.
Coachella. They
played-
headlined
Yeah.
Coachella a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have come back together, but maybe for some new music.
I mean, come on.
Do
Jim
it for
Ward.
your local fans.
That's what I'm saying.
Jim Ward, if you're listening, just saying.
I got a $20 bill with your name on it, son.
I got a $1 bill.
The $1 bill.
Yeah. Okay, we'll make it $21.
It would make it $21.
I got 50 cents.
Anyway. But we go back in time, though. Probably one of the first real breakups that I'm going to argue saved thrash metal. Metallica did.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think Metallica gets to where it is today without Megadeth and Slayer and Anthrax and all of those thrash.
Well, it was 100%. Dave Mustaine wrote basically Kill 'Em All.
Mhm.
Like, those songs are his songs.
Yeah.
Which, Whiplash, Motor Breath is probably one of my favorite. Like, those songs are just iconic. Seek and Destroy, like, the music part, they gelled. But
Yeah.
obviously, their personal issues
Yeah.
just couldn't. And, we talk about it all the time, from a mental health perspective, removing toxic and unhealthy people from, your circle or from your life is so much more important than, getting the gig or making profiting off of whatever.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a necessary thing for them to do. I kind of messed up the way they did it.
Yeah.
They just kicked them out and put them on a bus for 4 days. But you see the trajectory that Metallica went with Kirk Hammett,
Yep.
right? And there's no denying like that they would not have been the same band without Kirk Hammett.
Mm-hmm.
But Dave Mustaine going up and just basically saying, "Well, if you guys,
Mhm.
let me do my own thing and make my own weird music." And Megadeth, yeah, they're just as important to thrash as Metallica is. And this is coming from a Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's similar to like the Misfits and Danzig, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
similar, but we still have the Misfits. The Misfits, there's really not a lot of bands like the Misfits. And then there's Danzig.
Yeah,
Danzig is an iconic band on its own.
Yeah.
that's
But
true.
I think the Dave Mustaine Metallica thing is even more so important to that element of metal.
because together they created that force of just making thrash. I hate to use the word mainstream,
Mhm.
but to make it so iconic and important in rock that you just can't deny
You
that.
can argue that thrash saved metal to an extent because the metal at the time was actually kind of starting to get stale, like with
Oh, the 80s.
the 80s. So
Well, you had the hair bands.
you
right?
had the hair band. So where
White
you go?
Snake and
How do you go from Black Sabbath to White Snake? Like there's
Yeah.
no,
Motley Crue.
there's kind of like the mainstream taking over. Oh, we like this, but we want to make them sing pretty about stuff that
yeah.
we want to sing about.
Every rose has its thorn.
Exactly. So I don't think
Still a good song.
without that breakup, we would have music that we have today. The post-hardcore, the hardcore,
Yeah.
metalcore, screamcore, all of
Yeah.
that stuff is
Probably
here
wouldn't-
today because
Yeah.
Metallica and Dave Mustaine.
That's
was-
true. Did you want Jethro Tull to be the voice of thrash? No.
No.
But no, yeah, I totally get you. And I mean, there's so many instances of, no, not just in thrash, but just in general.
In general, yeah.
like Genesis and Peter Gabriel,
I was
Oh,
about to
yeah.
bring that one up, yeah.
right?
So who did they bring in after Peter Gabriel? Was it Phil
Uh,
Collins?
Well,
Phil Collins,
Phil
wasn't it?
Collins was the drummer, so they didn't add anybody. They just Phil
He
Collins
just
just said,
started singing.
Well,
I didn't know that.
just put a mic in my face and I'll sing. Yeah,
Okay.
Phil Collins goes hard though.
Yeah,
But
he
Phil
does.
Collins.
Phil Collins goes hard. Tarzan soundtrack. I'm sorry.
I was
That
talking.
thing goes hard.
I'm here talking about In the Air tonight. You go Tarzan.
Have you not listened
No,
to the
Tarzan
Tarzan soundtrack?
it slaps.
Laps
Peter
hard.
Gabriel had a moment too, though. He
Yeah.
like was that Sledgehammer.
Oh yeah,
He had a moment too.
he did. He did.
He did.
But I mean, you brought up Black Sabbath. That's a very
Ooh.
iconic breakup, right?
Yeah.
With Ozzy.
Ozzy, yeah.
Well, I think Ozzy. I don't know how he's still alive. First off, but
He's
I don't know.
immune to everything.
I don't know how he lasted so long in that band, given all the antics that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, how long was he with Black Sabbath? Like, it's
30.
more than a decade.
Yeah.
Like, it was a long
A long
while.
time, yeah.
And eventually, you're like, you know what, Ozzy? All the drugs and alcohol is enough. He's probably had those problems since the very beginning.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're like, okay, this isn't good for the band anymore. And Ozzy's like, I'll go make my own music then.
And he did.
And he did, but Black Sabbath also
They
continued
still-
to go
yeah.
too. So
Yeah,
they
they-
both ended up making good music.
Yeah, some people don't enjoy the Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath. They're great,
They're good. I mean, it's not Ozzy, obviously,
but it's still good.
but it's still really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if we're gonna go classic, let's go John Fogerty and CCR.
Yeah.
You know, go if you're doing that. I mean, I still hear Fortunate Son every once in a while.
Yeah.
John Fogerty's classic. Some folks about wait, like you can't get that,
Yeah.
but then you kind of get like the opportunity of these singers thinking like, well, I could do my own thing and be just as
Mhm.
successful. I get it, but then CCR went on and did had some other success.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Guess Who. Burt Cummings goes and he does his own solo thing, but
Yeah.
both kind of fizzled out. I think, right?
I'm gonna
Sorry,
take
Dad.
It, I'm gonna take it even further back.
Oh yeah.
Beatles,
Ooh, okay.
John Lennon, Paul McCartney.
That's true.
True.
They had their own good stuff. I mean, there was still a lot of good music coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, Rip John Lennon, he
True.
too early, but even George Harrison, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
George Harrison had some good stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think any of their solo work really amounted to what the Beatles.
I
put
mean,
out.
Yeah.
So- I'm gonna go out and say I don't think the Beatles are that great.
Hot take.
I'm
hot
waiting.
hot
I'm,
take.
I'm waiting for a listener over here.
I don't think they're that great. But don't get me wrong, they made some really great music. But in total, I don't think they were really. I mean, they were pop, and then they did psychedelic stuff, but in between, And so you have John Lennon going and do the John and Yoko thing, which they had one good song. They had one good song. And then Paul McCartney went on to do, was it Wings or Winger
Yeah.
or what was it?
I don't
Wings.
remember.
Yeah, with his wife and like, and then Ringo Starr did his own Ringo
I didn't
thing,
bring
which
up Ringo.
honestly, if anyone made good weird stuff, it was Ringo Starr. And then George Harrison goes and does his own thing. I mean, Eric Clapton had a little weird thing with his wife, but exactly. But I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't like any of it.
Any of it?
Any of it? No, not really. I mean, there's some songs that I like, but
Oh my
I-
gosh.
But it's kind of weird though, like how like this element of like, okay, you got a band, you have some success, and sell some records, and you're doing great, and then for whatever reason, some members leave, right? And you see like, okay, what happens? I mean, we've seen a lot of these instances, especially emo.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was
talked
gonna.
about it.
I talked about it last week. Oh man, it got childish.
oh yeah,
But we got.
with Taking
I'm
Back
talking
Sunday.
about Taking Back Sunday, one of its founding members, Jesse Lacey, you know, maybe there's a girl involved and she kissed him, and then she kissed another band member, and they were like 19.
This sounds like a Netflix dating show.
Yes, it does. It does. But out of all of it, you get these two, especially at the beginning,
Influential bands.
influential
Yeah.
emo bands.
Mhm.
We're talking about early 2000s. Once it's becoming mainstream,
Yeah.
you get these two very influential emo bands
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Taking Back Sunday and the Brand New.
Yeah.
If you don't know who they are, listen
Yeah.
to them. You will be by the end of the day.
Since we're on the topic of emo, Blink 182,
Oh my
Ooh,
God!
had-
Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
So-
Tom DeLonge.
that was more of a creative difference because
Yeah.
I think one
Yes.
wanted to keep with the the pop punk, but one was like, let's be a little more serious. So was it Tom DeLonge that went off with like
Angels
Angels
and
and
Angel
Airwaves?
Airwaves,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not a great
What's up, Ace?
Ace Wave.
Ace Way.
Ace Way.
Yeah, we love
Being
Linkin
Roar,
Park
that's
over
how I
here.
first discovered you
Well,
guys. Yeah, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
That's right. Welcome to the
Welcome,
pit.
welcome.
Oh yeah, Ace Wave. After this stream, check out our Linkin Park Emily Armstrong take.
Yep.
Very,
I think
very
you'll like it.
interesting.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, you like it.
But yeah, I mean, Tom DeLonge just went out and did his thing.
But-
Be weird.
To be weird, but
Tinfoil.
weird tinfoil. Yeah, there was some UFO stuff going on, which is, I mean,
To each their own.
to each their own.
But-
But Angels and Airwaves had a moment, but then at the expense of Blink 182, I don't think it's the
a
same
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them. It
Yeah,
was a big A.
Well, but it's also hard though. Like for we talk about Computer Gabriel, we talk about John Fogerty for like a band to go and go solo. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not like a I'm gonna go start another band and be a rival to you, but like just say, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do solo. Probably the best example is that Fleetwood Mac with Stevie Nicks.
Oh yeah.
Like she's amazing.
So addition by subtraction, though, is her solo stuff really really outshine Fleetwood Mac though, or does she need the other three to? Okay, granted, there was a ton of cocaine going on, so that probably didn't help. But
If you're dealing with substance abuse, please call
Yes.
988 immediately.
yes, so like the Fleetwood Mac stuff is similar to the Beatles because there's just a lot of interpersonal
There was a
issues.
lot of stuff.
Yes.
going on,
But what Fleetwood Mac had that the Beatles didn't was cocaine. But it was
Yeah, Beatles had
there's,
psychedelics.
Well, they had a lot of other stuff.
they had some like
Mushies.
a lot of
Jesus.
romance.
Yeah.
Okay, the PG,
Yes.
PG
Yeah.
here. A lot of romantic conflict in between the
Yeah,
four members
like-
of the band.
yeah.
So yeah,
There was that. There was
it
that.
was that. Well,
Speaking of kind of similar, Gwen. When she left
Oh, No Doubt?
No Doubt. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a fan. There's some good bops, but
bringing up
I
ska
mean,
around me.
I know.
Oh, what a ska.
bringing up not ska, but
no. Well,
bringing up her solo career. It rightfully took off on its own.
It did. It did. It
I,
did.
I will say, if one band got ska right, it was No Doubt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They
They're
did.
only good ska band that really ever existed. Anyway,
That was very hard.
Real
What they have
big.
to say, by the way.
Real big.
that I think I sprained something. But her pop stuff actually did very well mainstream wise, which I think kind of brought No Doubt more into the mainstream.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, I did.
Because before Gwen's pop stuff, really, it was like Sublime and No Doubt. Like they were all kind of
Yeah.
tucked into the corner of the mainstream. But
That's
then
true.
Gwen goes pop and kind of brings No Doubt along with her.
And she thrashed Courtney Love, so it's
Yeah,
always
that's
fun.
true. So
There's that.
Bananas.
would we have
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Gwen Stefani's stuff if it weren't for Gavin Rossdale?
Ooh.
Oh,
Or we
1
would-
second.
Or will we still have No Doubt?
1 second. Big thanks, Ace Wave. I've been working really hard on this.
All right, great on quality and balance at work.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. That's all figured.
Yeah.
I'm in the back.
Yeah,
They worked really hard on that.
they
Yeah.
do. So let's see, we got a couple more I think that we might want to talk about. White
Yeah.
Stripes, Jack White. If we're talking about
Side projects.
side projects, breakups. So
The recounters.
they had the
Raconteurs.
Raconteurs,
The
they
Raconteurs.
had the Dead Weathers, and then his solo stuff.
The Raconteurs.
His solo stuffs.
His solo stuff's really good.
His solo stuff's really good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Very
So
good.
did we lose anything with their breakup? Because Meg White just fell off the face of the
Yeah,
earth.
she did.
So like, was it that led to the breakup, or was Jack White just like, okay, I want to try my cool stuff now?
Yeah.
Was it the divorce that led to the pair?
Apparently, weren't they divorced when they started?
They had been
Yeah,
divorced
they-
already.
they'd been
They had already been
divorced for a while.
divorced. Yeah, they had
That's an
already been
interesting
divorced.
dynamic.
So I think you can say
Yeah, no kidding, right?
People forget
Yeah.
they were married. Yeah.
Yeah.
so the Smashing Pumpkins.
Ooh.
When-
Oh, with
They
what's
broke
it called? What do they call it?
Swan.
Swan.
So Swan. So I will say
I remember that.
Swan broke up after the first record because apparently Billy Corgan is Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
just like splitting up
it
with
kind of
bands.
exposed, I think, Billy Corgan as being more difficult to work with than Smashing Pumpkins or anybody on Swan. And I think you can make the same argument with like Pixies, right?
Yeah.
Black Francis, notoriously just difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Then you have Kim Deal going on to do her own thing. And I'm gonna say
She
the
did pretty
Breeders
good.
probably a little bit better than the Pixies.
Oh, really? Hot
You're
take.
not
We're full of
upset
hot
for
takes here.
people.
Rock
I'm gonna
Metal.
say, don't get me wrong, Pixies
The Pixies.
are great.
Also from Boston.
They've
Yes.
influenced a ton of music.
Yeah, they did.
But Kim Deal
Mm-hmm.
putting out the Breeders saying pretty much F you to Black Francis and like, I'm gonna put out something better.
Yeah.
And that first album actually did a lot of stuff better than Pixies did, but they just didn't
Interesting.
have the
Yeah.
same. But Pixies also fell off at the same time too when that happened.
Very true.
Pixies are going through kind of like a reunion thing. They even picked up Paz.
Oh, from
A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bassist
right.
there, and
She's really good.
oh, dude, and she was on Swan also.
It's full circle.
Dang.
Circle, yeah. And then she went
Perfect full circle.
a perfect
Ah.
full circle. There we go.
We get cheesy here at Rock
Yes,
Metal.
we
Yeah.
do. So like I think you kind of expose the personalities that lead to this. So Black Francis,
Yeah.
Billy Corgan, kind of guilty for some of those.
Ace
Alright,
Wave
yeah.
brought up
Courtney from Spirit Box.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Poppy. Yeah. I like how they've really taken an ownership of it and like are making
Yeah.
fun of it.
yeah.
Actually, Poppy is an interesting topic. Because
Yeah.
Mayhem
Yeah.
I think-
recently got back into Poppy. I think.
is interesting because a few years ago she was just a meme, right? Like she would just make videos about how weird she is, and then she started doing music, which was more pop-y. Get it?
Yeah.
Pop- But then on this video with Spirit Box, she comes out on stage with Spirit Box for what was it, Soft Spine,
I think so.
and that girl tore it up.
Yeah.
That girl's
She can
got some
sing.
pipes,
Yeah,
man.
she can.
Yeah.
So like, I'm actually gonna have to do a little research to see
Her
where
music, yeah.
this music came from, because it's actually not bad. A few years ago, I honestly thought it was just she was just a meme,
Yeah.
fade off after a while. But there's
No, it's
actually
good
been
stuff.
quite a bit of music that she's been putting
Yeah.
out, which
Huh.
I didn't get to really see until she came out with Spirit Box.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
Yeah. Her record Negative Space is actually one of the best metal albums I've ever heard. Like,
Alright,
okay.
alright.
Oh,
Check
okay.
that
out.
All right.
Ace Wave.
Ace Wave got some hot takes there.
All right, Ace Wave. I'm gonna have to
Write that down.
Yeah.
I'm writing that
Write that down. We're gonna check.
We'll check it out.
We'll check it out. Well, maybe we'll feature this whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll check that out, man.
So, anyways, down in the comment, you guys let us know where you think Mastodon is gonna go with all this. Brent Hines is gonna start his own project. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we get
Yeah.
this edition by Subtraction, or just another incredible
Incredible,
metal
yeah.
band
Yeah. I'm
comes
with
out
you.
of all of this.
Let's take the RockMental Tumblr half full approach.
That's right.
And hope that both Mastodon and Brent Hines lead to great music.
Yep.
I want to finish this topic by
shop, by the
saying
way.
yesterday is one of the greatest songs ever. How dare you?
By
By the
Beatles.
Beatles.
You gotta get his Beatles out real quick.
I will say the covers of most Beatles songs are better than the actual.
Oh!
It will do this next
We'll do
week.
this next week.
They make better
Broke me.
posters.
All
Than
I can
Dang.
say is "Across the Universe" by Fiona Apple.
God. You know
That's
what?
a good one. Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
is a great one.
I have a hot
That is a
take.
great one.
the Beatles make better posters than they do music.
Oh, okay.
You still bought the poster.
Yeah, we got a lot of hot takes here.
All right. So, anyways, we've made a little bit of a change. So previously we had 5 different playlists, and apparently that's, well, it was very confusing for us.
Yeah.
But very confusing for some of you all as well. So what we've done is just made one playlist, which we upload every week.
Yep.
We include the bands that we not only feature, but some of the bands we did some research on, and maybe
We
know,
liked. Yeah.
bands that we liked, maybe some more established bands that we've listened to, songs that we've forgotten about, and maybe decided to, throw up in there. So what we do, just to give you guys an idea, every week we just listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
This week, for instance, I have 8 different bands that 8 different newer bands that I wanted to cover. We don't have enough time. I wish we did, but we just don't. So we throw them up on this playlist for you all to check out. I mixed in a little bit of the music that I was listening to this week to get ready. Music that just popped up on my feed out of nowhere that I hadn't listened to in 20 years. You guys remember Poe? Yeah, Angry Johnny.
No.
No,
Well,
I
you need
don't
to
remember.
listen
Well,
to
we're gonna go on the playlist then.
You have to go on
Yeah.
the playlist.
Dude,
Some
we
9
had to
Inch
listen to the
Nails.
playlist.
Of course.
I did a little bit of an essay where I talk about 9 Inch Nails, and
Stay tuned.
this
for that.
is one of the songs that I talk about. The Mars Volta, some Francis the Mute on there, and one of my favorites, Bjork.
Oh.
She's just so weird.
with
It's
the
so
swan
good.
and all.
Yep. It was a goose.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry. Goose.
So anyways, we throw up some of these bands that we check out on here. Hopefully maybe we'll get an opportunity to cover them,
Yep.
but for now we'll keep them up on this playlist. You all will have a link in the description or on our Spotify account. You guys can check
Yeah.
those out as
Yeah.
well.
Yep. On the
Also-
episode page, we got the playlist listed right there.
Yeah, on rockmental.com/music, you can find all our playlists there too.
That's right. I will say, I know I mentioned Cemetery Gates by Pantera. I added that to this week's.
Mhm.
Also, Seven Dust, Angel's Son.
Ooh.
Okay, I did not plan it, but it actually played on Sirius XM on my way here.
Oh, nice.
It was just like, whoa, like,
Meant to
okay,
be.
meant to be. So
Yep.
it's another good song about grief, about losing someone. Gets you right in the feels every time. I remember this song helped me when my friend passed
Yeah.
away. Helped me a lot. So put that one up there. So that,
Oh yeah, Ace Wave says, "I'll check out your Spotify account. I'm sure I'll discover some bangers on there."
Yes, you
100%
will.
You're gonna have-
Yes, you
you're
will.
gonna have bangers. You're gonna have
Your playlist
Everything.
will be
You're gonna
full.
laugh.
A little bit of everything.
You're gonna cry. You're gonna rage.
You're gonna absolutely hate Morrissey.
Yes.
you might break stuff.
Yes.
Speaking of new wavy music,
Anyways,
What did you add? What did you add?
I had a small band, kind of local to us, Scenic Screw Ups.
Scenic
really good.
Screw-Ups.
I think I had about maybe 400, 500 listeners.
Okay.
Scenic Screw Ups. I also added a band, Scam Likely.
Oh, you showed me
yeah.
Scam
Scam
Likely.
Likely's
Scam
good.
Likely is really good.
Yeah.
About 1,000 listeners or 1,500
Yeah.
listeners.
They're really cool.
Son of
Yeah,
a
I like
gun.
them.
They're really good. They're really good.
Obviously, our Marlo. Please check her out.
Yeah.
Please check out all her music. And I added my boy Kuko.
Love
Ooh.
Kuko!
Kuko. This Lovers a Day, which is a great song. I love it. And I hadn't heard the extended version of that one.
Mhm.
The 7 or
It's
8
really
minute
good.
version.
Yeah.
Kuko is so
bro.
good.
And
Yeah.
one of the reasons is, one, he's one of my favorites, but two, the reason I started listening to him again this week, Spotify warned me. He's coming out with a new album.
Oh, there you go.
So
Oh, yeah, get
check
to
it out.
Hopefully,
Kuko then.
hopefully we'll get a nice Kuko tour that we
Hopefully.
get to
Yes,
visit.
yes, sir.
Hopefully.
He's from California.
From California,
is he
yeah.
not?
He's from
I mean,
California.
if we have to take a trip to California,
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
hate
mean,
that.
I
you
would
can just
be
take a trip down
opposed.
I-10. Just saying.
Yeah,
Just saying.
True.
just saying.
I mean, he travels a lot.
Yeah.
But he's been here locally. But yeah, check him out. If you haven't heard of him, check out Kuko and all his music. more dreamy pop, more acoustic, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just good
Dreamy
music, man.
pop, little psychedelic.
A little psychedelic. Oh,
and the
that 7-minute Lovers a Day. It was
Oh,
very
yeah.
it was very
All right,
psychedelic,
guys.
man.
Huge shout out to Ace Wave. He just showed us on a Linkin Park fan website.
Oh hell yeah!
Hope we get some
Bam.
more attention. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Ace.
you.
Thanks. I mean, we're gonna have to talk about Linkin Park next time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I think we are. I
Yes,
think we are. Cool.
let's see, bands I added. The Smugs. They're like early Nirvana,
Yeah.
but my kids are gonna appreciate this one. They sound a lot like Aberdeen is Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
if you don't
I
know,
like him.
Yep.
if you
they're
don't
fr-
know Aberdeen is Dead, go check them out too.
yeah,
amazing.
I think
Very
add an Aberdeen is Dead on there to
I
the
got you.
playlist. 51 monthly listeners. They're from LA. Excellent.
50
band.
like 5-1.
51. 51.
Jeez.
They're good. So that entire album, the Bleach's or Nirvana's Bleach,
Yeah.
a lot like that, but more Aberdeen is Dead, where they got kind of like two grungy voices. Really good. Street Play is another kind of more grungy punk.
Hmm.
I would say more along the lines of like Die Spitz or
Okay.
Eka Vandal.
Die Spitz.
7,000 monthly listeners. Got like a little Rage Against the Machine in a couple songs.
Okay, there you
You
go.
should check
Yeah.
him out.
I like
then.
it.
Oh yeah, you got they're also from LA. I got Bullpen in there from Dublin.
Okay.
Little Irish in there, about 10,000 monthly listeners. Shoegaze, but like good. No, it's kind of grungy, shoegazy,
Oh, I like
angry. Remind me a lot of like PJ Harvey.
Hey.
Just really,
Oh, that's one
really
name I haven't heard of.
grungy, really just
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
lyrics that kind of like stab you in the side when they're walking by. Like
Yeah.
just really good.
Yeah.
Lips Speak Louder. Like I said, I took the week off, so Lips Speak Louder, 14,000 per month. They kind of have like this hooky, poppy, grungy thing going.
Okay.
Remind me a little bit of like the Sneaker Pimps in a
Ooh.
way. From Nashville, from Belfast, Gush, 571 monthly
I
listeners.
think I've heard of Gush before.
Gush.
Yeah, there's a ton of bands called Gush
Oh, might
apparently.
have been a different one.
But this Gush reminds me a lot of Garbage, just really good
Gotcha.
Okay.
alternative grungy. I got one called Take Death. This Italian
I've-
band. Really, really fun. They have like surf rock kind of.
Okay.
Remind me
Oh.
of
It's
more
also-
like the OCs.
Hey.
It's also kind of hardcore too.
Kind of hardcore. I honestly had a hard time picking them or Kamikaze Zombie, but I couldn't put Kamikaze Zombie down this week, so I decided
Yeah.
111 per month. And finally, the Coat Hangers, one of my favorite all-female punk bands. I haven't put out anything in a little while. From Atlanta, just really, really good, hooky,
Yeah.
poppy, punky vibes. Just
Yeah.
really good. I would definitely check them out. But I also put some other stuff up there, some stuff that I ran into.
Yeah. There's some good bands coming out of Italy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we featured Airrelease a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really
Uh,
The Linkin
Linkin
Park.
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ace Wave. You like Hybrid Theory, Meteora, Linkin Park? Check out Airrelease. They're a band. You find them. I think they only have like
Oh,
four.
I'll type it in the chat.
Type it in the chat. They have such a Linkin Park feel, but they do a really good job.
It's at first I get a little concerned with being like derivative, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No, it was actually very.
Very
it
good
was
stuff.
Very
Yeah.
good stuff. Really good. I have listened to them a few times since
Yeah.
the show. They're really
Yeah,
good.
Enough is really good. Who I Am is another good song, so check them out. Airrelease, they're really good. Linkin Park esque,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But what I also wanted to say is, you guys,
add them to the playlist. Figure,
Yeah,
add them to
add
the
them to the
playlist.
playlist.
I got you.
we here have what we call our money mouth. It's
Oh,
part of
yes.
our mosh pit mentality. Really just helping out these new bands get some traction, make a little bit of money off their art, so like that they can produce more
Yep.
music for us. So what we try to do is spend a little bit of our hard-earned money to support the bands that we feature here. From the concert, Fleshwater. You guys know I love me a good tote bag because I'm
Love,
like a,
Tote
love
bag.
tote bags.
there you go, Mars Volta,
Yeah.
Damn.
and I think this is yours.
Hey, Deftones.
Oh yeah.
With my
Deftones.
favorite purple.
We got
Fleshwater.
Fleshwater.
Oh my goodness. Fleshwater live is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were really good. But I also got some physical media, Abdomen. If you guys haven't checked them out,
Ooh, yeah.
you
Abdomen's
really
really
need
good.
to.
I think we featured them in an episode that we didn't release.
Yeah, I did feature them. We might have to re-release.
We're gonna go back.
But by far my favorite, Heartworms. If you guys like dark wave kind of stuff,
Yeah.
really good. The song
Yeah.
Jacked on this album, really good. So like I said, we try to do our part here to help support the bands that we love. I recommend that you all do. Hit them up
We got
on your favorite.
Sincere Engineer right
Oh,
here.
Sincere
yeah.
Engineer.
Groompy's got the Sincere Engineer.
Band I featured a few weeks ago from Chicago.
Yep.
Take a listen to them.
Oh yeah. And buy their physical media, buy a t-shirt.
Yes.
If you can't find much, go on Bandcamp, spend $10 on their digital
yeah.
media.
Yes.
Do everything we can to help support these bands. Let's get these bands to the point where they can make music for a living.
Yep. And while you're at it, if you're in a merch mood, you can buy our merch. I'm showcasing one of our new designs
Shameless
Yeah.
plug.
on RockMental. If you go to rockmental.com, you find 3 different ways to buy RockMental merch.
Mhm.
Our official store, rockmental.com/shop. We got some cool designs supporting mental health and supporting both us. We got our collaboration with Sonder Mountain. Sonder Mountain, if you don't know, is awesome. Does tattoo inspired apparel. They do shirts, hats, shoes, hoodies, sweatshirts.
Even if you don't get our stuff, their stuff is sick.
Very
amazing.
Very cool.
And they all he partners with organizations to help people who are fighting addiction. Really good story. Kip is
Yeah.
awesome. We're gonna meet up with them hopefully pretty soon. Really good stuff. And he started a mosh pit mentality line for us. So thanks to Sonder Mountain. Please go buy their shit. We also are on Amazon. Amazon Threads. If you just search RockMental on
Yeah.
Amazon, we got a few hoodies and shirts and these
Tumblers.
nifty tumblers. If you want a RockMental tumbler, so appreciate any and all support. Again, if you are new, please subscribe. Put that little bell notification so you can get all our new shit. And and tell your friends about us, like Ace Wave did with his Linkin Park buddies.
Yeah, and Ace Wave, that's what we strive to do because we like listening to the big bands, but we understand that small bands like never get any recognition. So that's why when we look at bands, they have to have under 50,000 listeners so we could feature them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Because the bands that we feature, we feel should have way more.
Oh,
could compete.
definitely
with the bigger
way
bands.
more.
100%. We need Kamikaze Zombie to get a lot more than 400.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
400
We need
Marlo.
Marlo to get more than 400.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that should be like on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So yeah, Ace Wave, if you wanted to find underground independent artists, this is your place to go.
And if you know of anybody, and Ace Wave, for anybody watching, if you know of any artists that we should be listening to, or you think that would give us a run for our money, would kick us in the ass a little bit, please let us know. Hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on Threads, on TikTok. You can also go on our website, rockmental.com. We got to contact us. Let us know who you're listening to, and we will take a listen.
Absolutely. And I guess to finish things out, go to our webpage, rockmental.com/help. We have a lot of information about resources available, but most of all, 988. It's simple. You can call, you can text. If you're in crisis right now, just stop what you're doing, dial those numbers. If you know anybody in crisis, just dial the number. They give you all the resources you need to help. We also have resources for survivors of sexual abuse and assault. On our webpage, it's rockmental.com/helping survivors.
Yep.
And it gives you not just information about, what rights you have and what you can do if you're the victim of sexual abuse or assault, but also potentially can offer you some sort of legal assistance as well.
Yeah.
And also this coming week, check out a new, video essay that
Something like
we
that.
put together about the origins of grunge music, or the real origins of grunge music. Hopefully you all like it, find it extremely controversial, and
Get those likes on it.
get the likes
Get
on
those
there.
views.
I'm a little excited to hear what you all have to say about that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We're nearing the end here. Please come to our episode next week. Come check us out again. We're gonna have a special episode for you guys. We should have we're working behind the scenes a little
Yeah.
bit these past couple of weeks, so we should have something special for you guys next week. So please tune in and share with us. We'll do more. We'll have a lot more research. We'll have new bands for you. We'll have new music. We'll have funny topics and games that you can see us make fools of ourselves. But yeah, guys. So hopefully we can hear you guys next week. Figured.
Yeah, of course. Once again, don't forget to check out our socials at RockMental Official on everything except for Twitter for obvious reasons. And yeah, find on rockmental.com. We have all of our playlists. Shout out Ace Wave again.
Ace Wave sub, yeah.
We appreciate you guys. We just switched from streaming on Saturdays to streaming on Sundays. So I think every Sunday at 3 p.m. about is when we're gonna be
5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
And shout out to Baines and to 50 Sharp Blades for joining us again.
And Marlo, thank you.
Marlo, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I believe Yanka was also on the thing.
I think so.
Yanka, yep.
Yeah, so appreciate everybody, especially all of our new subscribers, just like Ace Wave here. Make sure to leave a comment and a like on here and share if you like it. Make sure to share it with your friends and stuff. Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
All right, cool. All right, punks. Have a good week. Keep kicking ass. Hang in there if you're going through a hard time, and know your boys here at RockMental.
We got
with
you.
Yep. We got you. All right. Peace out.
Peace out.